Here we go. Spoiler alert, audience. Hi, everybody. Very sorry about Janet Jackson. Very sorry. Sorry you couldn't go. Hi, everybody. New week. Welcome to the show. Say hi to our folks today. Happy Monday. Welcome to a brand new week. We have a good show today, everybody. Thank you. Here we go. Welcome to the show. Have a seat. Let's get started. We have such a good show today. I'm excited. We went to go see Janet Jackson. We'll talk about that. The wine diva is back to teach you how to get wine at a restaurant. I know. What more do you need on a Monday? Well, I need her every single weekday at 10 Central. And anyway, it's Kendall, everybody. There we go.
Hi.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi.
How you doing?
Only 10 Central, though.
Yeah, 11, 10 Central and Mountain. I used to love when TV announcers used to say Central and Mountain. Do you like Mountain Time?
Well, I know what Mountain Time is, but I think it's funny that that's a thing that they used to say.
Oh, yeah. All of the promos on television shows in the 80s,
the
dramatic announcer would always be like, Dynasty, 9, 8 Central and Mountain. Yeah, I was a nerd. I paid attention to all that stuff. How you doing?
I feel good. It was a good weekend.
Did you?
I didn't get to see Janet.
I know. We'll talk about that. Yes, I know.
But, had a good excuse. Got to see my sister. She passed off her crown. This is a crown, by the way. That's what that means. To a new Miss Lacrosse Oktoberfest. So had fun in lacrosse.
And we're going to have pictures, right? We have pictures of the set event a little bit later.
I actually forgot to send that to Ted. So we'll find out.
Okay, we're right in the middle of the show. I mean, it's like, Ted, I apologize. Kendall forgot to send you that picture for the end of the show.
My one job today.
Proof that we're live. Every single proof that we are live. Hey, before we get too far down the road, she's a good friend of mine, a real friend. Like, you know, when you see media people and they're like, oh, hello. She's a real, genuine friend of mine. And she's a competitor over there on KDWB. I'm talking about Fallon from the Dave Ryan in the Morning Show. Here we are at an event several years ago. Oh, look at me with no beard. I look like I'm 7 years old with no beard. Yeah, look at that. Anyway, Fallon's my buddy, and I'm thrilled to say that earlier this morning, Fallon and her husband Jake welcomed a baby girl. Fallon had a baby girl.
Yay!
Yeah. I love them as a couple. They're great. They're great people. And the little baby's name, the little girl, Olive Eloise. I love that. Isn't that nice?
Oh, that's so cute.
Olive Eloise. And yeah, so congratulations to Fallon and Jake. And look, I love them. And I say this about my buddy Amelia Santinello Vassalero over there on Channel 4. People always ask, oh, what's she like and what's Fallon like? Because Fallon's unbelievably popular. Believe me, I go up against her every day on the radio. But here's the deal that I want you guys to know, and I say the same thing about Amelia and Kelsey Carlson here at Fox 9. However nice you think they are, multiply that by 100,000, and that's how nice Fallon is. She really is, yeah.
Good.
She's grown to be a dear friend of mine, and her husband Jake too. So I always try to talk to Jake because, you know, when Fallon is in a room, all the attention's on her. So I always try to talk to Jake. I'm like, hello, Jake, you know, what are you doing? And nice hair, because Jake has the best hair of any man on earth.
Really?
So yeah, follow him on Instagram. He really does, yeah.
Okay. Follow him on
Instagram like that, yeah.
Instagram.
Anyway, so congratulations to them. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Felt like being goofy
That was
today.
fun.
Thank you. We start with dramatic breaking news. I always do this. Remember when Walter Cronkite, Peter Jennings, I'm getting news. We're going to go to Barbara Walters live. Anyway, breaking news as one of ABC's highest rated shows gets ready to premiere tonight. Here's the deal. Dancing with the Stars has announced Christy Brinkley suffered a big O injury during rehearsals, and Christy is now forced to withdraw from the show. Now, in an Instagram, this happened just a couple hours ago. In an Instagram post, the show says Christy's daughter, she's a Sports Illustrated model, Sailor Brinkley Cook. I keep calling her Sailor Moon Fry, but anyway, Sailor Brinkley Cook will fill her shoes. but she only has a few hours to learn the entire routine before the live show tonight.
Ooh.
Okay, now. Okay.
Oh.
Can I tell you? Let me spill a little bit of tea.
Oh, he's gonna do it!
I'm gonna spill a little bit of tea here. Now, I won't tell you who, but I heard from someone who heard from someone who heard from someone that she's had more than a few hours. That this happened a few days ago. I didn't say that. I mean, you know, rumor has it, Adele, that she has more than a few hours to get this routine, but still, can you imagine the pressure on this young lady? I mean, even let's be generous. She has 3 days to learn this. That's still not a lot of time to do a large dance routine. You know, you're a dancer. You're Billy Elliot.
I do.
Yeah.
I do like that they say hours, because then they can be very nondescript about it. Like 475 hours.
Yes.
But just at a few hours. It is hard, though. I mean, if you are not a dancer.
I was going to say, speak to it as a dancer, yes.
If you are not a dancer, so in dance, you go to conventions, just like any camp at other sports.
Yeah.
If you are good, you can pick up the choreography and you can retain it. If you don't know what you are doing, it is clear. And if you are not a dancer and you don't know what you're doing, I can't, it's going to be a hot mess express, potentially.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. And she's going to fill in for her mom for the whole season because Christy's out.
Good luck, girl.
I guess she broke her wrist. And her, yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And I wanted Christy so bad in this. But anyway, I'll watch Soleil Moon Frye and we'll be good. Anyway, next. I'm sure you guys saw this over the weekend. James Corden calling out HBO host Bill Maher, who said, amongst other things, he said fat shaming should make a return, not go away. Now, James, who has been very open about his own struggles with weight, delivered a very powerful and at times very funny monologue on the subject. Look at this.
What you think you're offering here is tough love, and you're just trying to help by not sugarcoating reality for fat people, even though you know how much fat people love sugarcoating things. Right? But the truth is, you're working against your own cause. It's proven that fat shaming only does one thing. It makes people feel ashamed, and shame leads to depression, anxiety, and self-destructive behavior. Self-destructive behavior like overeating. When I watched that clip, I got up, walked to the freezer, and grabbed a pint of ice cream. I'm kidding. I was already halfway through the pint when I started watching. But Bill may have made me finish it. He might have done. And this term, we're using this term fat shaming. We've come up with a name for it. Let's be honest. Fat shaming is just bullying. That's what it is.
Yeah, it is. And I rail against the overuse of the word bullying. I think it's misused. And when it is, it takes the light away from kids that are abused or bullied. I think this is kind of bullying. And I say this, I agree with Bill Maher. I don't agree with everything that he says, but look, I like his stance on this cancel culture. Like if one person says one little thing, they lose everything. I don't like that. I like how he doesn't always, he rails against people being overly sensitive about things. I agree with him on that. I 100% disagree on what he said about this, because I know as someone and I, like James, I have a job like this where I'm on camera every day, and just this year I was very open about the fact that January, February, March, I have never felt worse about myself in my adult life than I did the last few years. And February I said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. It is not fun being fat on television, but it's not fun being fat in any job. There is massive amounts of shame that comes with it, and the last thing you need is someone telling you, just get a Diet Coke or just this. It's not just anything. It is very complicated. The subject of obesity has a lot of nuance to it. There's socioeconomic things that come into play with it, and stuff that Bill didn't think about before he just made that little flippant line. And I get it. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I always say, look, when you do a live show like this, sometimes things come out of your mouth that you wish you could take back. I think that was scripted, so I can't give Bill a pass on that on here. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he deserves a pass. As James said at the end of that monologue, he said, and I'm paraphrasing, Bill Maher is so concerned about what goes in his mouth, he should be very concerned about what comes out of his mouth. Mm-hmm. And I thought that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was perfect. You know, I think also that James did a really good job of being very professional and being very respectful in his rebuttal, but also making his point really clear and keeping it still light and funny because that's what he is.
Yes.
Yes, but just like you said, he's like, if fat shaming worked, everybody would be skinny. Or if skinny shaming worked, everyone would be in a different way. Like, it doesn't work. So
I always think about my mom and people in my life that smoke. You know, my mom. You can't shame them into quitting. You know, so that was a big lesson for me. You can't do that. It doesn't work at all. And that's why we've said it 1,000 times on the show. I'm snarky. I will sometimes cross the line and say stuff that maybe you in the audience goes, oh, that's a little mean, Jace. But the one thing I will never, ever, ever do, I'll never fat shame on the show, and I don't skinny shame. I'll do every other kind of joke almost, but I won't. You'll never hear me say a fat joke because it's not funny. Next in the dish, the Backstreet Boys. The Backstreet Boys are back. All right. They're in kind of the middle of a comeback, and they were featured yesterday on one of my favorite shows, CBS Sunday Morning. One of the things they talked about, the struggles they've had over the last 2 decades, and how through it all they kind of stuck together. Look at this.
In the documentary Show 'Em What You're Made Of, Brian, who sang lead on so many hits, revealed he suffers from muscle tension dysphonia. Simply put, under stress, he loses his voice.
Baby, please try to forgive me.
I want to talk about your voice because you have had this issue.
I have. It's a work in progress. As you know that I can talk to you right now. Probably 4 or 5 years ago, I was not able to talk.
Not talk?
So if you can't talk, you can't really sing.
What did you do?
Therapy, a lot of soul searching.
The guys, did they ever say to you, we want you out?
No, they never said that we wanted you out. It was just, it took its toll on the band.
How could it not? The band also talked about their loyalty to each other and how they refused to replace Kevin when he left the group back in 2006. In 2017, the Backstreet Boys' Las Vegas residency became the fastest-selling show in Vegas history. And now they're in the middle of their largest world tour in almost 20 years. That's crazy. They have a cruise, too. They have a Backstreet Boys cruise. It is like It is what?
just sing it. You know you want
Backstreet's back. All right. Yeah, that's right. And we will be back right after this. Stay with us, everybody. Coming up, we almost lost control Saturday night as Janet Jackson took the stage in her second home, right here in Minnesota. So, how was the show? What happened when we met Janet? And what happened when our superfan Jace came face to face with his idol? And our wine diva is back with the best way, the best tips for ordering wine at a restaurant. Free yourself from wine worry. That is all straight ahead. Welcome back to the show, everybody. It was a big weekend for Janet Jackson fans of the Twin Cities. Miss Jackson performed at Treasure Island Resort and Casino. And I was there. I was right there, everybody. Look, that was like third row. I could see her sweat. That's right. Well, welcome back. Janet celebrated the 30th anniversary of her iconic Rhythm Nation. She celebrated the anniversary of Rhythm Nation, which was recorded at Flight Time Studios, Raher in the Twin Cities, actually right down from where this building is. We're in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, and it's right down there in Edina. Now this was, before we roll this, Leo, I will tell you there were a lot of moments where I looked at my friends and we started screaming. This was probably one of the moments the whole crowd screamed. Look at this. She brought out, surprised us all, mega producers Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis for What Have You Done For Me Lately. Jam and Lewis helped make Janet a superstar with their work on her early albums. I'm not kidding. We really never sat down. No, we didn't. We didn't sit down in the hour and 40-minute show. That was the moment I looked around and people were losing their escapade minds. Now, you always hear me say on the show, artists should play their hits at concerts, and Janet definitely did. She sang more than 30 songs, friends. Yeah. And toward the end, and we knew she was going to do this because, again, this is the Rhythm Nation anniversary tour. Toward the end, she had a costume change. She put on this little leather number, and she sang from her Rhythm Nation album. Look at this. Yep, we are part of a Rhythm Nation. I was talking to the wife of a friend of mine, and she kept screaming at different points. I love this. She kept going, "She's 53! That woman on stage is 53!" And I said, "I know." It gives me a lot of hope for the 50s. It does. No, because she looked amazing. And like I said, before we continue, like I said, I get it. Madonna doesn't like doing her old stuff. A lot of artists don't like doing their old stuff. But here's the deal. I think I speak for a lot of you. I, as a fan, if I am going to a Janet Jackson concert, I want to hear Escapade. I want to hear What Have You Done For Me Lately. I want to hear this song right here. This was one of my favorite parts of the show. Janet slowed it down. She sat down on that stool and performed a medley of some of her slower hits. And every time she would start a song, my friends, the whole gang, we'd all look at each other and go, "We forgot about that song!" Because you really do forget how many hits Janet has given us in the 80s, 90s, in the 2000s right now. I mean, it's crazy. This was one of the great moments. I read a couple reviews of the show. So a couple naysayers were like, well, she used a backing vocal track. Everybody does that. And when you're in an outdoor amphitheater without the best acoustics, most artists do that now. But let me tell you, that moment right there, Janet was singing live. Live. Don't let anybody tell you different. Well, last week you saw a surprise Jason Show mega fan, Jace, with a meet and greet with Janet. Here's a picture of Jace and I at the show. And I got to tell you, Jace was right by us. And one of the great joys, and I mean this, one of the great joys was watching him kind of live out his dream. I told him this as we were both standing waiting to meet Janet at the end of the whole evening. I don't really like when people say without a genuine feeling, "I know how you feel." I don't like when people, "I know how you feel." I looked at Jace at the end of the night as he was waiting to meet Janet, and he was crying, and I said, "Jace, I want to tell you this. I know how you feel, and I want you to be in the moment," because I told him, I said, as a guy who loves a lot of things big, the moment when I got to meet Larry Hagman from Dallas, I thought to myself, this is what a dream come true means. So I told him, I said, "I know how you feel, and I want you to be in the moment, and I want you to enjoy every single second." And we watched him go up, and this is what was so great. I want to give a shout out to our friends at Treasure Island, because there was a nice long line waiting to meet Janet, and they put Jace at the end of the line so he would get the most time with her. And I thought that was very sweet. And I talked to Jace today, and he delivered a gift basket to Janet and stuff for her little girl, she's a little girl, a little boy, for her little boy. Our friend Christopher Straub made stuff for her, and Janet's eyes lit up, he said, when Jace said, "This is for your kid." So I just want to say thanks to Treasure Island, thanks to Janet and her people. I said this last week. They were so kind to us here on the show, and they were immensely, immensely kind to Jace. And again, as someone who's a fan of big stuff, I know what that's like, and it meant the world to that guy. It meant the world to Jace. So thank you very much. It really did. So, by the way, Keep an eye out for the Jason Show Instagram account. Treasure Island, I guess they're releasing the photos. We took photos with Janet. We don't have them yet. I joked. I go, what are they doing? Taking them in the dark room? I mean, soaking them in the water? But as soon as they're released, we'll post them on the Jason Show Instagram account. Still ahead today, everybody, our wine diva, our mistress of Merlot, Leslie Miller, is here, and she's going to help us all figure out how to properly order wine at a restaurant. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay right there. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Well, last Friday, our last show on Friday, we did our annual trip to the North Oaks Rummage sale in Shoreview. Now, this rummage sale, if you don't know, benefits kids in need, the Children's Hospital Association. They do it every year, and I will tell you, if you watch the show on Friday or you've seen these stories, you can see it right now on our Facebook page. This is the largest rummage sale I've ever seen in my life, and I'm a kid of rummage sales. I was raised as a kid in two places: a VFW on bingo night and at yard sales. I mean, that's where I was raised. That's where Dar raised me. Every Saturday we would go to yard sales. So this person knows garage sales. Well, listen to this. Let me start with the good news, and then we'll get to the funny. Congratulations to our friends there, because they raised $183,000. $183,000 they earned. So congratulations. I'm not kidding. They had a semi full of new stuff that they couldn't even put out when we were there. I mean, I'm not kidding. So look, it's all for a good cause, but obviously when we go there, we have a lot of fun. The whole mission of our story is for photographer Eric and I to go around this rummage sale and spontaneously find the most ridiculous items in this garage sale. I love doing this every year. Well, this year's item was this little baby in a sheep outfit on top of a porpoise. And it was this little statue. It was $1. Well, I talked about this. We laughed about it on Friday. Here it is right there, everybody. There is the boy on porpoise. There's the boy in a sheep outfit on a porpoise. And as you can see, it was $1, but they changed the price tag to $1 million after our story aired. Now, we do not know if it's sold. I have yet to find out. We do not know. I don't know if they're shipping it here to Fox for me, because I'm telling you, if I get a hold of this thing, that thing is going right here on my desk forever. Yeah. So I made so much fun of that we were inundated. This proves y'all really watch the show and you care. We must have received 30, 40 emails about the boy in a sheep outfit on a porpoise, because everybody couldn't wait to tell me what it actually was. Here's this email kind of represents everybody. Take a look at this. It says, "Your little treasure is a snow baby, Jason. The antique ones are very rare and very expensive. These are very collectible." So I guess we have one more. So I guess they're called snow babies.
Yes.
Yeah. I've never seen one for $1. You've missed out, Angie writes to us. Who knew they were? You guys know?
I did.
The audience.
I knew what they were. Yeah, we knew.
Now wait a minute. There are people on our staff that knew, and you didn't tell me on Friday?
Well, I was eating.
Well, you were eating.
Doing
I know.
that.
Aaron Schwab's over there going like this. Aaron goes, "Yeah, girl, I knew all about the snow baby." Nobody told me on Friday.
Yeah, they're little snow babies.
Okay, well, I didn't know they're worth any money. If I would have known they were worth money, I would have stolen it. I mean,
You wouldn't have paid $1 for it for the children?
When I say stolen, I mean I would have bought it. Yes. The Wine Diva's coming up. Stay with us, everybody. Back in a moment. Thanks to North Oaks Rummage Sale. Welcome back, everybody. Brand new week. Well, I said, I grew up in bingo halls, and I grew up going to yard sales. I also grew up watching game shows with my grandmas, and many of you love game shows. You're not watching one right now, by the way. You're recording it. Starting today, a popular show from the Game Show Network is coming to our sister station, Fox 9 Plus. Here's the deal. It's similar to Family Feud, with 2 teams of 4 guessing the answers to fill in the blank survey questions. Take a look.
When I think of the word bouncy, I think about blank. our top 4 responses. Go.
Ball, house, bumblebee,
Hair.
Balloon.
balls,
Balls.
bubbles,
Bounty.
brains,
Butts.
Bouncy butts. We'll take that one on this show. The show will air at 4 o'clock following the Jason Show replay on Fox 9 Plus. Again, our replay's at 3, and then the new show's on at 4. We never miss an opportunity to play a game on our show, so it's game time, everybody. Now, we are going to take a cue from the game. It's called America Says, with a game we call Jason Show Staff Says. All the questions feature answers created by the world-famous Jason Show research team. You're going to see 3 blank answers, and it's up to you, well, actually these 2, to come up with the answer. The first player to ring in goes first, and then you'll alternate guesses. Playing today, say hi to Grace, everybody. Hi, Grace. And then to my right, it's Kayla, everybody. Okay. Oh, wow, we have a little cheering section over there. Okay, hands above buzzers, so here we go. Name 3 foods that I love. Grace.
Bacon.
No. Kayla, over to you. BVW. See the look down there on the screen. BVW.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel is strangely not on there. Back to Grace.
Vodka.
Vodka, yes! Okay. Now, okay, Kayla, so we have vodka is revealed. Now we need the B and the W.
Wine.
Wine. No. Back over to you, Grace.
Barbecued wings.
Okay, we'll give it to you. It's wings. That's right, okay? Back over to you, Grace. B. The B is left.
Biscuits.
Biscuits! Yes! Okay. There we go. Next one. 90s TV shows. We have an F and 2 S's. Grace.
Friends.
Friends is yes. Friends is number 1. Now we have 2 S's. Kayla.
Saved by the Bell.
Yes, Saved by the Bell. And finally, we have 1 more S. 1 word. A 90s show, Grace. Come on. Show about nothing.
Seinfeld.
Yes!
Yes!
Friends, Saved by the Bell, and Seinfeld. Okay, here we go. Hands above buzzers. Talk show hosts. Grace.
Oprah.
Oprah's number 1. Woo! Yes, Oprah. Next, we have a DL and an ED for talk show hosts. Okay, daytime ED. Come on. She dances a lot.
Oh my God.
She dances a lot.
Oh.
She's a lesbian.
Yeah. Don't get that one. Get the DL. I don't understand.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes! There we go.
That's the one I knew.
Okay, and then DL.
That's the one I knew, though.
Okay, no. That's not how the game works, Grace.
Unfortunately.
Late night. Follow Johnny.
David Letterman.
Yes! Okay. Next one. Jason's top vacation spots. Grace.
Disney World.
Disney World's number 1.
Yes,
That's right.
mine
We
too.
have an H and a L. 2 words.
Hawaii.
Hawaii, yes. Back to you, Grace. We have an L with 2 words.
It's something to do with
Sensitive.
Las Vegas.
That's right, yes. Yeah. Wow.
All right.
This is next. Music divas. We have a JJ, an MC, and a CD. Kayla.
Janet Jackson.
Yes, Janet's number 1. Now back over to you, MC.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey's number 2, and finally CD.
Celine Dion.
Celine
Nice.
Dion.
We did good.
Now you guys are great on the divas. Look at that right there. Okay, next. That's it. We're done. Oh, one more. Segments on our show. Grace.
Hot dish.
Hot dish is number 1. That's right. GT and DD. We're literally doing the second one.
Game.
Game time.
Game time.
Yeah, right there, yeah.
I was going to say.
The last one is my mom.
Dialing
Darla.
Darla.
That's right, yes! Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen the first and last time we're ever doing this game. That's right. No, this is great. Congratulations to today's players. Let's give them. Oh!
Yes!
These are the brand new Season 5 Jason Show mugs. in luxurious green. That's right. Check out America Says weekdays at 4 on Fox 9 Plus. Again, that follows the Jason Show replay. We're going to take a break. When we come back, everybody, Leslie Miller is here with tips on how to order wine when dining out. Back after this. Stay with us. That was great. God, that was... Welcome back, everybody. It is wine time. Well, unless you know everything about wine, odds are you get a little anxious when it comes to ordering vino in a restaurant. Well, fear no more. Our expert is here with help. Give it up for the wine diva, Leslie Miller, everybody. The mistress of Merlot, the chanteuse of Chardonnay.
The Wendy of wine.
The Wendy of wine. I come up with a new one every week for you.
You do.
I love this, and you know what I'm going to say, because I think one of the best things about you and these segments, because I used to be this person, I think people get embarrassed, they're intimidated, pick your own word, when they go into a wine shop, they're at a restaurant, and they don't know a lot about wine, and they don't want to look dumb, and therefore they don't ask questions. So we're going to help them in a restaurant setting, right?
No wine shaming here.
No. Always ask questions.
Yes.
Nobody, but people do. They get intimidated because they think of fancy wine people, and y'all are fancy, but I'm just saying,
All right, so, you know, there is that question that people have been asking me for years and years, and it has come up so much lately. How do I pick wine on a restaurant list?
Yes.
There are so many misconceptions about what you're looking for on that list, and most people literally run their finger along the right column, which is the price point column, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to order the cheapest because then they might not look, they think, as good in front of a guest. And you don't want to go to the most expensive also because those price points can be very high. So generally people kind of hit in the middle, which is actually something that Jeff and I were just talking about off screen.
So it literally is your eye goes to the middle. It's like, oh, I'm going to do not the $12, but I'm going to do the $14 because it sounds better.
That's right. So number one, always ask for recommendations from your server, the person who's basically in front of you at the table. And then also tell them what you're having for dinner, and that really helps. And then really big point too is to get 3 words under your belt that describes what you like about wine. And 3 words,
the
literally
audience
just
and I like that.
3 words. And then you want to describe some flavors.
Okay.
So find your favorite wine, look it up online, and find just the very simple tasting notes behind that bottle. Whether it's strawberry, cherry, blackberry, you like pepper, you like smoke, all those things can really help. Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So that really helps out a ton.
Okay.
Now, when you're looking at buying wine for a large group, because that's always the biggest question too, do I have 8 people, 10 people at the table? The biggest tip that I can give people is to find a medium-bodied white or red. Now, light-bodied in the white category would be Pinot Grigio, Chardonnay would be the biggest. What are the 2 grapes that people always order when they go out to dinner for a large group?
Chardonnay
and Cabernet. And they're the 2 hardest grapes to actually pair to with everything on the menu.
Because don't y'all, I mean, Chardonnay is for white wine. I think it's the go-to. I mean, you know, it's, I mean, when you're on the airplane, what's the baby bottle of booze? Chardonnay.
Yeah, it's Chardonnay.
I mean, yeah, it's,
right. Now, the hard part is when I say medium-bodied, people are like looking at the screen right now going, well, what does that mean? Literally in the middle of sort of all the white grapes, there are 2 grapes, Pinot Gris, which is actually also Pinot Grigio, same plant, but when you take it to warmer regions, it becomes a little bit more round and kind of more peachy in a way. And then also Viognier. These 2 white grapes will go with everything on the table, from vegetarian to vegan, to poultry to fish, to pork. Yes.
Those 2 right there.
Those 2 grapes.
Repeat the types again, because I know people are going, oh, that's really good. What are the types again?
So 2 grapes, Viognier, which is what's in your glass, and then also Pinot Gris. Now the Viognier grape, literally it's born in France, but you can find it all over the world.
Oh.
It's dry, kind of has a medium, when I say body, you know, we always relate it to skim milk, 2% or whole milk.
Yeah.
Right? And so it kind of has that 2% body to it. It's dry, delightful.
And it's not overly sweet. For a white, this is which one?
So this is the Viognier from France.
Okay.
So it's dry, and it will, again, go with squash. Actually, these are your 2 grapes you need for fall also.
Got it.
Because these go with kind of everything.
Okay, hold that thought right there, because we have a lot more, because I want to know about what happens when you get the bottle, who does the bottle, what do you do with it?
Now what?
Do you share it with everybody? I don't know. We're going to share more tips with Leslie when we return. Back after this. Perfect. All about wine. Welcome back, everybody. More with Leslie Miller. Today it is a wine class. I love it. We're getting Leslie for free, basically. It is a wine class on how to order wine in a restaurant. Now, we covered whites for you, and now we're moving into reds.
That's right. So, one grape that really helps you out of every pairing situation is always Pinot Noir.
I love that. A pairing situation.
A pairing situation,
Yeah.
yes. Now, I always call it your get-out-of-jail-free grape because Pinot Noir goes with everything. Again, vegan, vegetarian, pork, lean beef, the whole thing.
Pinot Noir. Okay.
Pinot Noir. Now, another grape that you need to have in your life is Gamay. Gamay is actually from southern Burgundy. And if you want to get sort of nerdy by nature, you talk about Gamay. Hey. Nerdy by nature.
I'll get nerdy by nature. Yeah, okay.
Gamay is really great because, again, it's light-bodied and it kind of goes with everything on the table. Now, this...
That's what I'm getting ready to drink here.
Yes, and I love it because it displays lots of notes of juicy raspberry, strawberry, but it has a little bit of spice to it, so it kind of goes with a number of different foods.
It does have a little spice.
Yeah.
And I enjoy. I like
good.
this one because I'm not. Again, audience, I'm slowly learning to like reds throughout my relationship with Leslie, and I'm getting to that point. Yeah.
Yes.
This is Gamay. This is
and
good.
So if you want to be sort of like, crazy with your grapes and you want to sound like you know what you're doing, Gamay is a really good nerdy grape.
Okay.
Now, other grapes that kind of go with everything again on the table, always pick up a Côte de Rhône. A Côte de Rhône, which is Grenache and Syrah, goes with everything.
Okay.
Again.
You got to teach me how to say that first. So Côte de Rhône.
Côte de Rhône.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Let me practice. Okay, because you said so. Come up. Let's play server. And okay, so you're my server.
Hi. What would you like to order tonight from the wine list?
Well, I would like a Côte de Rhône.
Woo!
Did I get that? Okay. Cool. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so Côte de Rhône,
yeah.
A little Grenache and Syrah, again, goes a long ways, and this actually will go into like a New York steak, into even like a prime rib goes really well with this. A couple of other grapes that I like here too, Barbera, which is from Italy, goes with everything.
This one right here. Okay.
Yes, and then Cabernet Franc, which is actually the father grape to Cabernet Sauvignon.
There's lineage. There's a father grape.
This really is a wine class today,
This
Jason.
is the daddy grape right here. This is the big daddy grape right there. What does that really mean? Oh wow, could they have written Franc any bigger on that label? Goodness gravy.
That's such a cute label. But these medium weighted grapes, again, go with everything on the table. Now the last question is, what are you supposed to do when the server brings the bottle to you?
Okay, this is another, I think, intimidation moment for people that don't often order a bottle of wine. What do you do?
Okay, let's practice.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
Hi.
Hi.
Mr. Matheson, I brought you your Côte de Rhône this afternoon.
That's what I ordered.
That's it. Now, when the server goes to pour this for you, really technically they're only supposed to pour an ounce. Now, what you're looking for, all you have to really do is put your nose inside of it, give it a nice swirl. Now, the main smell that you're looking for that would be bad is kind of a dank, damp basement.
Yeah.
Something very, very wet and funky in a way that's not appealing. Like dirt
There's good funk and there's bad funk.
Sometimes like dirt and poop in the glass is good. Like it's yummy, right? It's like yummy barnyardy. But when it smells like your basement flooded.
Leslie, I love you and I trust you, but can I just make a blanket statement for everyone watching? I don't want a wine tasting like barnyards. I think, but I get what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? So you just smell it, and literally that's the only thing that you're looking for. You would not pick this up and smell it.
No.
Right? So you're looking to see if the wine is leaked all the way to the surface, which could mean that it was improperly handled. And then the second thing is just smell for that sort of wet cardboard damp smell.
This was, and I shared this all with you when I got back a couple years ago. I travel with my group of friends and we go to a different American city every July.
Yeah.
And we went to wine country and I said that one of the things I learned that I was like, oh, this is a cool learning moment was our wine mistress told us, she goes, really, when you're tasting wine, you're not really the server isn't giving it to you really to taste.
That's
it's
right.
It's bottom line to make sure the wine is okay.
That's right.
If it smells bad, because wine does go bad.
It does.
And it's not the fault of the vintner. It's just sometimes it's not corked right. Am I right on this one?
Yeah, so there's a number this is a bacteria that you'd actually be looking for inside of the bottle.
Yeah.
So those are the things that you want to do.
But let's be clear, you didn't give me a bacteria latent, this is good, right? Okay.
That is good. So really all you have to do is put your nose inside the glass, and then once you approve, the server should go around and pour for the rest of the table. Now you want to make sure that you always do this, even if you ordered a second bottle of the exact same wine, you want to do this for every single bottle that comes to your table, including screw cap.
Screw cap?
Yes, because that same bacteria can get into porous materials like the barrel where the wine was originally stored before it went into a screw cap
seriously?
bottle. Yes.
All right, let me ask you that question because we got to go, but let me ask you that. People think, just like, wine in cans have gotten fancier and better quality, I think people have a hang-up. They think that a screw tap wine isn't good. You say what?
I say go for it because everybody's using a screw cap now. It's a way to preserve natural resources like cork, and it's also a way to get the wine in the glass that in a really fresh manner. So it tastes the same as it did when it left the winery.
So there's really, don't be ashamed of getting a screw cork. It's fine.
Long gone.
It's long gone.
That's right.
Quality's just as good.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
We learned a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Leslie, everybody. Leslie Miller. For more information, head to amusewine.com. And don't forget, if you missed any of this, we gave you a lot of information. We'll post this whole thing on social media, on our Facebook page. And again, if you missed the live show, we have our replay, 3 p.m. on Fox 9 Plus. We're going to take a break. Kendall will be back, and we'll wrap up the show right after this. Stay with us. Cheers. Oh, let me get this one. Cheers. Boop. Welcome back. Wrapping up things on a Monday. Hey, by the way, everybody. By the way, having fun with our audience today. Thursday, we have seats available in our audience. You never know. It could be a day where we pass out a mug or two. If you want that season 5 mug, who knows? Aaron could get in a good mood, All you have to do to get tickets, again, Thursday, Aaron's going, why did you mention the mugs? It is, believe me, people stop Aaron at Cub Foods to ask about the mugs. Anyway, you can only get a mug by coming here. Here's how you get tickets. Go to the Jason Show Facebook page and click the ticket tab. You're in by 9:15 and you're out by 11:15. So Thursday is the day. And you'll get that confirmation. Now, while we were at Janet Jackson, and we got to talk about, we called Kendall to kind of rub it in jokingly, but
they did.
But you were not with us for a very good reason.
I was gone. So I've talked about it before. My sister is Miss Lacrosse Oktoberfest, and a lot of you watching, yes,
and Lacrosse.
Hi, Lacrosse. So hi, I was there this weekend. So preparing for Oktoberfest, which is in 2 weeks. They crown a new girl. And so she handed over her title that night. And, this is her giving the crown to the new Miss Lacrosse Oktoberfest.
Well, y'all ain't related at all.
I know,
Look
right?
at you.
I know. No, you know what, Jace? This is actually hilarious. Like, several times, people came up to me and gave me a huge hug and were like, you've been such a great person in our community. And I'm like, girl, you ain't talking about me. Like, I haven't done anything.
That's my sister.
Yeah, and so sometimes I would just be gracious and just say, thank you.
Thank you.
And the other times I would just go, I think you mean my sister who has longer hair, a crown on her head, and a giant sash on. But,
but other than that, you got it right.
Message along.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, it was great. I think it was a really good experience for her. And I know that the next few days, she's like, you going to come down and hang out with me at Lacrosse Oktoberfest? Because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be really depressed.
No, she'll be great.
She'll be fine. But I think that it's been an awesome experience. And
well, congratulations on the crown. Now, I will say, we had some fun at Kendall's expense because we were at Janet Jackson the same night. So we were sitting there, and we didn't know we were going to meet Janet until we arrived.
Right.
So we didn't know these details, so we were sitting there, and we had some nice seats, and we're sitting there, and we're like, oh, we sure do miss Kendall. So we jumped on the phone. I called Kendall live as we're sitting there. I go, Kendall, what are you looking at? She goes, a wood wall. And I go, you know what we're looking at? Janet Jackson.
I was like, that's really nice, Jason.
I know. I said, guess what we just found out? We get to meet Janet Jackson, and you are not her. We missed you.
Well, I was like, I get to meet Miss Lacrosse Oktoberfest.
That's right. And that's just as important.
Duh.
And then to the woman behind us, I want to send a shout out before we wrap up. Y'all know producer Ted. You know, producer Ted is single. This woman behind us said to one of our friends, said, I know Jason's here. Yeah, I don't care about him. Is producer Ted here? Yeah. Producer
And
Ted.
he wasn't.
He was not there. He was not there, so he missed out. She was lovely. Anyway, and by the way, thanks to everyone that said hi. It was so great meeting you all at Treasure Island. Tomorrow, local actress and my buddy Stacia Rice is here to talk about her new show based on a best-selling book. Plus, producer Ted goes behind the scenes with the YouTube star behind The Hunger Diaries. That and more tomorrow. But right now, that's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day, everybody. Don't forget about our replay at Fox 9 Plus at 3 p.m. We'll see you tomorrow.